Halle Bailey and Rachel Zegler are very well-known actresses in Hollywood for all of the wrong reasons. They are constantly playing the victim, and of course they don't care if you dislike them or not, but now they have gotten together for an actors on actors segment, and they are bonding over trolls and how toxic people were to them simply over their Disney princess films. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. Now, we all knew that when they announced this Actors on Actors segment, when these two actresses got together, it would be a massive pity party, because that's all these actresses really know how to do, is play the victim and feel bad for themselves and talk about how awful everyone else in the world is. But now it is hilariously out, and it is funny than I thought it could be. This is an EW article. It says, playing Disney princesses hasn't been all that enchanting for Halle Bailey and Rachel Zegler. Yeah, it hasn't been, because both of your movies had major issues, okay? Halle Bailey's, of course, race-swapping Ariel, completely discarding the original tale, and making all of these executive decisions to change songs and change the way that characters acted, and getting rid of major themes like, oh, the prince saving the day. And while that is not all on Halle Bailey, she is still obviously the face of this movie, and that of course failed at the box office. And then we have Rachel Zegler's Snow White, which of course will not be releasing until 2025 because Disney decided they were going to delay it, hoping the backlash was going to die down. But she has done nothing good for this film either, saying the prince was creepy, he was weird, he was a stalker. Of course, we know that they got rid of the 7 dwarves for the 7 CGI magical companions. They look like homeless bandits, and she's basically now got an extra year to ruin this movie and continue to trash anybody who's criticized it, and that's exactly what she's doing. The actresses reflected on the online harassment they've experienced for their casting in their respective Little Mermaid and Snow White remakes, with both agreeing that the gratitude for representation outweighs the negativity, the online harassment. They say, instead of just saying, there are some people who have been overly, hateful, but a lot of people have simply criticized us. No, they are not taking into consideration the fact that most of the talk on social media has simply been criticism, which they are allowed to face as public figures. They're just calling it all harassment. Of how Bailey navigated the racist backlash surrounding her casting as the first Black Ariel, "You proved them wrong with grace," Rachel said on the latest segment, which dropped. "I was so inspired by the way you handled anybody who had anything bad to say about you." Now, funny enough, Halle Bailey said a lot less than Rachel Zegler already has. Halle Bailey didn't make super controversial remarks when the movie was coming out and she was doing PR. She basically just said, yeah, haters are gonna hate, but she never went above and beyond like Rachel Zegler has by, crapping on the original film and disrespecting anybody who's criticizing the movie. Did you ever let it all affect you, she asked. You definitely didn't publicly. Of course, she said. I mean, we're sensitive, we're human. I get my feelings hurt if my cat doesn't want to sit next to me. And Zegler said, I'm the same way. We all knew that this was going to be a massive pity party, but it's just so funny to be proven right, because these individuals, they only think of themselves, right? They don't care about how the remakes that they're a part of completely trash the original. They don't actually care. They just simply care that at the end of the day, they're making money. But these two actresses will always be known for these Disney princess movies and not for positive reasons. She said, it turned out to be the most beautiful lesson to block any naysayers or negativity out. And that also means by not actually taking into consideration the criticisms people are saying and basically just blocking out anybody who doesn't instantly agree with the way that they're acting or what they're saying. Anything can be written off as, hatred and toxicity to these actresses. And because this has come out, people are absolutely roasting them, saying that these actresses are full of themselves and they're just generally not likable individuals. Yeah, screw the fans of the original stories that are timeless and have stayed relevant for many generations. Yeah, this is how they're acting. They just simply don't care. Just princess things, people laughing at them. Knowing they're hating on you and not giving them any reaction they seek is the right solution, somebody said. I disagree, because if they had come out and simply had been respectful to the original fans and the original material and acted like they cared, they wouldn't have faced nearly as much backlash as they have. I had also put up a tweet saying, oh, the pity party is going to be historical, and a few of you responded saying, oof, the memes just write themselves. I can already smell the shitstorm. I wonder who's gonna cry harder. And it definitely seems now that it's out that it was pretty equal. They both kind of pitied themselves, pitied each other, talked about how the industry still needs to grow and people need to learn. And it's honestly funny because clearly Disney was hoping that this was going to be promotional material for Snow White. Like, it's coming out December. The movie was originally supposed to come out in March of next year, in 2024. So this was supposed to be like a big promotional moment for them, trying to get people excited for Snow White. And now that it's not coming out for another year, Variety was like, no way, we're gonna hold it for you. So it ended up being another major failure for Disney, just like the Snow White movie's going to be. We have heard that the budget is nearing $300 million, which is crazy. But that means that they have to make at least like $600 million just to start making money, because you always need to at least double what you spent on it. But even The Little Mermaid did not make that. Little Mermaid ended its box office run at $568 million, and that had a $200 million budget, or $250 million budget, so it barely made money. And I just do not think that this Snow White film is going to be successful. I don't think it's going to go over well. And I think it's going to get absolutely destroyed when it finally releases. Only time will tell if they will actually release it in March 2025. I think that at that point, they're not going to have an option and they're not going to be able to delay it again, even if Rachel Zegler ends up putting out the most controversial interviews ever. But yes, now these two actresses have gotten together. They have been paired up for the Variety Actors on Actors segment, and all they did the whole entire time was moan, groan, whine, and complain about how hard their lives were and how they both faced backlash for their Disney princess roles. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.